Hello and welcome to HateWatchers. Today we're beginning our weekly coverage of Fallout Season 2 with Episode 1 entitled The Innovator. Let's get right to it and jump into the breakdown. So check your Pip-Boys because there are spoilers coming this way. We kick off this second season long in the past, which looks very much like our near future where the people are fed up with AI and robots. Meanwhile, purveyor of robotics, Robert House, is trawling bars for blue-collar workers to help him indulge in his back-alley beating fetish. Then he plugs a dial-up connection into this guy's neck, so he's ready to jack into the Matrix, which just blows this guy's mind. Back in the present, we see the Great Khans and a captive ghoul who's getting ready to hang out with them. Lucy, providing Overwatch from the infamous Novak T-Rex, instead thinks that she can just nag the gang members to death, but she finds that bullets are much more effective. The ghoul gets loose and does what the ghoul does, while Big Iron plays in the background. Then they continue across the desert wasteland toward New Vegas in search of Lucy's dad who went out for milk 3 months ago. New Vegas looks largely the same as Old Vegas thanks to Robert House having acquired the cheat codes to the apocalypse, which prevented most of the bombs from hitting the city. Back in Vault 33, everyone is in a tizzy trying to replace their broken water chip so they can have crisp, clean water to shit in once again. Meanwhile, the new inhabitants of Vault 32 are still getting accustomed to their new surroundings and having a woman mayor, and Norm is still captive, playing the part of Pinky to the brain that's trying to take over the world from Vault 31. With Lucy and the ghoul still hot on Daddy McClane's bloody trail, the ghoul thinks back to a time when he was still Cooper Howard, and he overheard Robert House's plans to drop the bombs. Back in the present, Norm, on the brink of starvation, goes wildcard and thaws out the remaining executives stored in Vault 31, possibly because he's just getting that hungry. On the way to New Vegas, Lucy and the ghoul find Vault 24, and they're delighted to find that it's full of dead commies. Yeah, today was a good day. But there's also a weird tweaker hanging out in the vault. But when Lucy asks him how you can have a penalty called intentional grounding in a sport that allows a quarterback to spike the ball, his mind is blown. Then we see Mac Daddy arriving at Vault Tech headquarters, where he spiffs up and decides to start a podcast because, why not? Everyone else has one. And the episode comes to an end. And with that, we've reached that point in the video where we have to decide if this episode was a great watch or a hate watch. And while this episode didn't knock my Christmas socks off, it wasn't bad. It had quite a bit of fluff, especially in most of the flashbacks, that seemed to just be there to kind of remind us how this all started and reintroduce the stakes for the characters, the ghoul in particular. And I felt like the episode was holding back a bit, just serving to dip our toes back into the irradiated water to kick off the season. But this first episode did have some good moments, and based on last season and what's to come this season, I think we can give Fallout the benefit of the doubt and give this one the Great Watch label. This felt very much like an introductory episode, a reintroductory episode if you will. It went out of its way to remind us of what the ghoul is looking for, Lucy's naive, overly polite personality that's not suited for the unforgiving wasteland, and the bizarre way of life in the vaults. And don't worry if you're struggling to remember the events of Season 1. The 5+ minute recap at the beginning is more than enough to get you up to speed. Now, so far, I like the emphasis they're putting on Robert House. He's going to be a major player in the story, both in the events of the modern day and in the flashbacks where we'll learn how New Vegas and the world of Fallout in general became what they are. But I'm a little wary of where they're going with him. The whole mind control thing seems off-brand for him, so we'll have to see where that goes. And it was a little weird to see 2 different actors playing Robert House in the same episode, but I guess time will tell if that discrepancy is just a result of the recasting, or if there are some story reasons at play that might explain it. Either way, it's really important to the fans that this season do Robert House justice, and I think that holds even truer for this season as a whole. Fallout New Vegas is largely held out as the best game the series has to offer. So if you thought that lore hawks were keeping a close eye on the events and the world of the first season, it'll only be amplified for this season as New Vegas is held even closer to their hearts. But I'm excited to see what they have in store for New Vegas and Season 2 in general. Anyway, just a short one for you today. There's not too much to be said about this episode. Did you emerge from your vault for Season 2? Are you hoping that they can do New Vegas the justice it deserves? Let me know in the comments below. And remember to leave a like on the video if you liked it, and subscribe to HateWatchers to stay up to date on Fallout. Thank you for sitting through a Pinky and the Brain and a Matrix reference with us today, and I'll catch you on the next one.